Welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. This is for week 19 of the Premier League, and we've got some big news. Apparently, earlier this week, Premier League clubs gathered together to discuss what was going to happen going forward. Obviously, recently, there have been quite a few COVID-19 outbreaks, and games have been cancelled. So, going forward, it has been decided that game weeks will go ahead. So, in the future, it'll be interesting to see if games will continue to be cancelled. I'm sure there will be, but as of yet, no games have been cancelled for this week. So, we'll wait and see what happens. First game up is Liverpool and Leeds. This is a massive game for both sides. Both sides have to win this game. For Leeds, they're in massive trouble. They've conceded 14 league goals in just their last 3 games. Defensively shocking and absolutely disgraceful. If they weren't already in the relegation battle, it was confirmed that they were last week when they lost 4-1 to Arsenal. Defensively all over the place, making basic mistakes, and their confidence is really low. I don't see them getting anything in the game against Liverpool. It'll be a miracle for them just to get a point out of that game. This will be a 3-0 win to Liverpool. Next game up is Wolves and Watford. This is another big game for both sides. No, it's a massive game. It's a must-win game for both sides. For Wolves, they're a team that do concern me. They don't score enough goals. They've scored just 12 league goals all season, which isn't good enough. But defensively, they've been quite impressive. They're one of the best teams defensively in the league. So that is, very good. Thumbs up. But they need to work on what they're doing going forward. And for Watford, they're another team in massive trouble. Obviously, some of you might have watched the Watford and Brentford game where they were winning that game, and it looked like they were going to go on to win it. But obviously, those late 2 goals and that last minute, goal they conceded, they managed to lose that game. And now they are really in the relegation fight. Now they're in a situation where they could easily go down. And just to take a look at it, they've lost 7 of their last 8 league games. Absolutely shocking form, and they're in massive trouble. This will be a 1-0 win to Wolves. Next game up is Burnley and Everton. This is another massive game. There's a lot of big games this week because teams really need to start picking up points. We're just right around the corner from Christmas, and we're about to head into the second half of the season. This is where you really need to start delivering, because now it's going to get harder to win games and teams really need to get it together. Obviously, Burnley have won just 1 league game all season. It's not good enough, and I think their confidence is a bit low. Similar with Everton. Well, Everton have actually won a lot more games than Burnley, but Everton are another team that are struggling. Really, really inconsistent. And defensively, they are shocking. Going forward, they're probably even worse. And it's going to be hard for them to get anything out of this game. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Burnley. Next game up is Man City and Leicester. This will be a 3-0 win to Man City. Next game up is Norwich and Arsenal. This will be a 2-0 win to Arsenal. Next game up is Tottenham and Crystal Palace. This is an interesting game. Either side could win it. I would have said 5 weeks ago that probably Crystal Palace, maybe, I wouldn't say easily, but they'd probably win this game. But Tottenham have really turned things around. They're more solid defensively, and they're looking a lot sharper. Obviously, they drew 2-2 against Liverpool in the last game, which was impressive and really unexpected. And for Crystal Palace, I think they've won just once in their last 6 games, so really struggling for form. Obviously, they're struggling to score goals, and defensively, they look suspect, so this will be a tough game for them. I think this will be a 2-0 win to Tottenham. Next game up is West Ham and Southampton. This is another interesting game. Obviously, West Ham are having a very good season, but they need to continue that. And for Southampton, obviously they've had some games cancelled, similar to West Ham and some other teams, but I think they have been decent this season. Really, I think Southampton have been a mid-table side. They haven't really been that great, but they haven't been that awful either. Obviously, they're not one of the worst teams in the league, but they could be doing a lot better. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Next game up is Aston Villa and Chelsea. This will be a tough game for both sides. Aston Villa have won 3 of the last 5 games, so they are in form and they're playing well. And for Chelsea, they've dropped a lot of points recently. Defensively, they've been quite shocking, conceding a lot of goals, and they are looking suspect at the back. This will be a tough game for them, playing against an Aston Villa side that are high in confidence. But this will be a close one. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Aston Villa. Next game up is Brighton and Brentford. This is another big game for both sides. Either side could win it. Brighton won this game, the reverse fixture, early on in the season, in the last minute. A very good goal by, Leandro Trossard. I think it'll be a similar affair. It'll be a tight game between the two sides. Brentford had a very good win in their last game a couple weeks ago against Watford, winning in the last minute. I guess you could say it was a concern that it took them up until the later stages of the game to really secure that win, because they were losing that game and probably could have gone 2-0 down and that would have been it, but obviously they won it. And going to this one, Brighton, actually, let's talk about Brighton for a second. They are in shocking form. They haven't won a league game since September. I don't know how that's possible, because Brighton aren't even in the relegation zone. They're actually in a mid-table spot, so you would kind of assume that they're having a decent season, but it's far from being the case. They haven't won a game for, since 3 months. They haven't won a game in 3 fucking months. Unacceptable. However, saying that, I think this will be a 2-1 win to Brentford. Next game up is Newcastle and Manchester United. This will be a 3-0 win to Manchester United. And that's about it.